Hello, today I'm starting a new series on Mars through the houses. Now, Mars obviously it's a very, very strong planet. It's so I'm going to give you the indications for it, and then we go on to do Mars through the houses. So obviously, Mars rules Tuesdays. Direction is south. It's friendly with Sun, Jupiter, and Moon. And also works quite well with K2 as well, and it rules Aries and co-rules Scorpio with K2. So they're both quite sharp planets, and it's kind of neutral with Saturn, whereas Saturn is unfriendly enemy to it. But it just kind of needs the energy of Saturn in order to be stable. So it's also, for that very reason, it's exalted in Capricorn at 28 degrees. It's neutral also with Venus, and enmical with Mercury. Mercury and Mars just do not get on at all. So this is how it goes. And also with Rahu as well, it just kind of, this is a planet of impulsiveness. With Rahu, it can be a little bit too impulsive. So that's how it goes. It's actually debilitated in Cancer, even though it's a friendly sign. It's very odd because Moon and Mars are kind of friendly towards each other. In some texts it says that they're neutral towards each other, but they actually, both of them are debilitated in each other's house. So Moon is debilitated in Scorpio and Mars debilitated in Cancer. It rules red color, red coral, and it's basically rules anything to do with energy. So let's look at some of the indications of Mars. Mars rules siblings, and it's a karaka for siblings. Not elder siblings, but younger siblings. And it's obviously a masculine planet, and also rules land and property too. In terms of the body, it rules things like blood, muscles, bone marrow, and fevers. So here we go. The energy, it's all about energy, this planet. Energy, courage, sports, action and motivation, drive, determination, strive, domination, courage, bravery, passion, desire, sexual energy, sports, disputes, militant, impulsiveness, fiery, blood, heat, triggers. So blood runs to your head sometimes, like you see red or something. These are all Mars. Anything that triggers you: aggression, harshness, arguments, discord, fights, competitiveness, attraction. I don't know, some of them I might actually be repeating, hopefully not. Anger, accidents, logic, sexiness, land, property, activity, heat, fires, volcanoes, fast, speed, anything sharp, like razors, knives, pokers, even things like fiery things like barbecue are ruled by this planet. Metals too, and ambitions, physical strength, temper, sex, force. It's attraction for men and women. So whether if you are like female or male, gay or straight, it's still attraction. Explosions, fireworks, force, crisis, emergencies. It's the fixer, it's the go-getter, the warrior within us, and it's also the protector. And so a lot of things are ruled by Mars. Obviously Mars rules, because it rules obviously Aries and Scorpio are places that its own sign, so it's comfortable there. It's debilitated, obviously, as we said, in Cancer. It's friendly with Moon, but debilitated in his Sun, which is very strange, but it's very, very good. Works really well in Leo. It works really well also in signs to do with Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. Excellent houses, signs for it, because it's friendly with it. Having said that, if Jupiter is actually aspecting or in conjunction with Mars, it will be better than being in its signs, just because it kind of really grounds Mars, makes the energy much more put into better use, if you like. And there are certain jobs that you could actually never do without Mars. Mars is just that energy that gets things, motivation to get going. So when somebody has got like debilitated Mars, they could be passive aggressive, so they hold on to the emotions, because fourth house is emotions, and when it comes out as an explosion. So this is how it works. And Mars works differently in different signs as well. So Mars in, as Gemini says, when you have Mars in Aries, you just go for it. You're the warrior. You just go in, and if somebody is annoying to you, just punch them, literally. But Mars that is with in Scorpio will be backstabbing you. So this is how the energy is different. They're less likely to tell you that you're annoying them. They're more likely to do it in a secret way. So according to Sage Gemini, it's just so interesting. And Mars, obviously, with Saturn is grounded, and they both kind of together help the infrastructure of the world, if you like, because they without the Sun, without Saturn and Mars putting the energy together, you just can't have roads, you can't have buildings, bridges, all that kind of thing. This is an earthy planet, like in Capricorn particularly. These sort of people can be excellent architects, excellent builders, infrastructure, that kind of thing. It just puts form into everything. And it also obviously rules all the emergency services too, like all the military, police, fire brigades, ambulance, emergency services, all that kind of thing, and also security, secret service as well. Make great engineers, to do with civil engineers if it's with Saturn, computer engineers if it's with Mercury and Mercury signs, or even actually Rahu does that too. They make great lawyers, particularly if 6 houses. You will not be able to fight these people. They are just so strong. It rules criminals, robbers and gangsters if it's in poor condition as well. So this is where you can see where Rahu and has got something to do with it. Things can just go slightly wrong, in 8th house, things like that, 12th house stuff. So this is, and also we said that it rules any form of surgery and any kind of business that rules any sharp tools as well. So metal work, it also rules metals generally anyway, and mining, things like that, together with Saturn. So it's very important planet in terms of things happening. And there's an impulsiveness about any house that Mars sits in with us, and any house that it aspects as well. And it has got special aspects, so it aspects 4th house from it, 7th house from it, and 8th house from it. So there we go. This is how Mars works. So now I'm going to do everything to do with the signs, the houses that it's in. Just wanted to also say to you that it's obviously anything competitive. It rules all sports, particularly competitive sports. So this is where it's if you have it and you're quite sporty, depending on your Venus, you recover from it, because Venus is rejuvenation from sport or anything else. Mars has got directional strength in the 10th house, the same as the Sun. So this is an Upachaya house. Mars actually does pretty well in all Upachaya houses, particularly 3rd, 6th and 10th. 10th is where it gets directional strength, so it's logical, works really well. It's focused on getting the job done, putting the right energy in. In the 6th and the sixth house, which is another house that does really well. So this will be my second position that I like to see Mars. So this will be where Mars is able to deal with any form of enemies, discord, obstacles. It can fix things. It can. It's just logical, you know, in order to get you up in the morning, get you sorted, get you to work, service, and do things for other people. Amazing. And mostly, if this is like you got really strong Mars in the sixth house, you could become fantastic surgeon, fantastic doctor, fantastic emergency service, police chief, lawyer, things like that will be amazing. And also, obviously, third house too. Although third house, I mean, all of those, 10th house is Upachaya, sixth house is Upachaya. Third house can give you some problems to begin with, because also Mars is the Karaka or significator of the third house. So whenever the Karaka is in the house, it's going to give you some problems. But with time, you just know exactly what to do. But it can give that impulsive kind of speech. It can give you you could sort of get yourself into a little bit of deep waters with your siblings, friends, and at work with your colleagues and things. But it does get better with time. You kind of figure out the reason why you got these issues with your siblings, and also because of that, it's because it's land or something like that. That could be this discord. So if there is like money left to property left for you and your siblings, there could be this kind of issues there. So these kind of things is just nice to know. But definitely 10th and 6th house are really good for Mars. Thank you. Mars in the 8th house. So obviously this is a Dushtana house, so it's a little bit difficult, but obviously this is a planet that can deal with those sort of things. Naturally, 8th house will have connotations of Scorpio, because it's the natural 8th house of the zodiac. So it's kind of a comfortable situation for Mars. But obviously this very much depends on, you just got to understand that there is some sort of karmic things going on to do with Scorpio generally. And so there are things that are hidden, because 8th house is a hidden house. There are going to be some difficulties wherever it is. Doesn't matter what house it is, we all have Scorpio somewhere, and we all have 8th house somewhere. So I'm just going to go over the significations of the 8th house. So naturally this is going to be all about transformation, ups and downs of life, sudden changes, accidents, surgeries, longevity, sex, scandal, control, secrets, in-laws, taxes, spies, surveillance, assets after marriage, secret enemies, astrology, psychology, all the occult, self-help, things that help you transform and change, and emergencies, healers, secret income, underworld, money through taboo stuff. From, say, for example, sex, drugs, murder, surgery. So not saying that surgery is but it could be like a secret surgery, like secret abortion or something like that, depending, or a doctor who does things on the secret on the side. Psychology, obviously, cheaters, drama, mystery, tax evasion, offshore money. So all these kind of things are all 8th house. And when Mars goes into the 8th house, Mars is planet of impulse, energy. And so it makes the person naturally accident prone, because that's where we put our energy into. It's also a house of sex and addiction. So naturally that will be having that connotation. And whether it's sex, secret affairs, and it'll be aspecting the 2nd house. So it will be like alcohol, drinking alcohol or food secretly, taking drugs, that kind of things as well. And it just means that obviously, depending on the condition and dignity of Mars, this will be different. But certainly, the the person got to be careful not to be too controlling in bed when it comes to sex, and in order to have a good relationship, although it's all okay, having that consented thing, but it could just being careful that it's something that you both as partners want too. And it's natural house of divorce too. So naturally, Mars being there is like there's going to be like a sudden change in the things, and things end. And there could be emotional attachment to them as well, because 8th house. And from there, obviously, Mars also aspects 4 houses away. So it'd be like very secretive gains, or through some friends having some secretive gains. And then it aspects the 2nd house, because it's also income, money and family. There could be some secretive things to do with the family, how you earn money. And family money could be there's some sort of secrets attached to it. And it's also house of speech. So these people, because Mars is not aspecting it, they're going to be cutting the chase, like to the point, blunt. And 3rd house also, it's speech. So the way they communicate is very direct, very impulsive. Could be a little bit angry, and it also shows that their younger sibling could be a boy, could be a guy, so the whole thing, but they will be very self-expressive, but in a very dramatic way, because obviously it's Mars, and it'd be really quick, and that kind of stuff, and it could. They could be sexually quite sort of communicative with their partner as well, in that sense. So this is what I see as 8th house Mars. Now let's have a look at the ascendants. For Aries ascendant, Mars in the 8th house, so it would be Mars in own sign. It'll be somebody who will transform life. Their life will be transformational. It'll be full of ups and downs. They can be accident prone. They could be a little bit angry with their in-laws, that kind of thing. And there could be some secrets to do with themselves that they don't want to reveal to other people. And again, it kind of aspects, obviously, 11th house, which is Aquarius, and also 2nd house, which is Taurus. Some secrets about their family, and clearly also Gemini too. So this is what the Mars is. And because Mars will be aspecting a very communicative house as well. So there could be a lot of angry conversations with their siblings too, in that sense, or with their colleagues and friends. But very, very quick. Everything, they're gonna probably contact you quite a lot, because it's impulsive and erratic, but it will be like lots of communication, a lot of energy gone on to things like that. And that could be also the same. So they got to be careful with travel as well, because 3rd house is travel. So be careful how don't rush things, basically. I would just say that about this placement. For what would be like a Taurus ascendant, 8th house is Sagittarius. So Mars will be their 7th and 12th house ruler in the 8th house. In a sense, it creates like a Viprit Raja Yoga, because 12th house ruler is in the 8th house. It's in good dignity as well, because it's in a friendly sign. And you could see that there could definitely be like a divorce, ending of a relationships there. And you could just see that anyway, just because Mars rules 7th and 12th house in the 8th house. So there will definitely be, relationships will be transformational. They could also meet their partner in a secret situation, or have a secret affair. And, Gemini ascendant. Mars in the 8th house will be Mars in Capricorn, so it would be exalted. So it clearly gives... because also it's natural 10th house of the zodiac, so it could be that they do, there could be like aspect in the 2nd house and 3rd house. So I would probably say they do a lot of dealings to do with secretive things at work. I would say this could be a surgeon as well, because third house is hands too, and it's in good condition. If this is a natural 10th house of the zodiac, but if their 10th house ruler is, as you know, is there as well, so this could be a surgeon, could be acupuncturist, a healer. But they will be successful in what they do. Got lots of skills because it'll be an exalted planet aspect in their second house and third house, so they will gain good money through that. But definitely, it's in good condition, dignified for them. And and then from there, obviously, 11th house will be like Aries. So Aries is also their own house, so pretty good there. The secret earnings that they have to do with work or whatever, they get good gains from it. You need to obviously look at the Ashtaka, but it's pretty good in that sense. And for Cancer Ascendant, this will be Yoga Karaka planet ruling 5th and 10th house. So this would definitely could be somebody who works with, as a surgeon, 10th house ruler, as a secret government person. It could be somebody who deals with secret investments, and so pretty good though. It will be good, and assets, secret offshore assets, and definitely in those sort of terms will be really good. So and I would say, because this 5th house ruler in the 8th house, there could be like sudden investment gains for them. For Leo Ascendant, this will be Mars in Pisces. Mars for them, again, your Karaka planet ruling 4th and the 9th house. So there could obviously be issues with father. Excuse me. Also, education, higher education could suffer. It could be an accident for their mother or something like that. But definitely involves the family in that sense. But they could also gain gains from their family too in that. And it's pretty much in good condition there. And for if we go to Virgo Ascendant, for them 8th house will be Mars in Aries, so being good condition, 3rd house ruler in the 8th house. So the youngest sibling could actually have there could be a sudden change of fortune for their elder sibling, or gain through their sibling, or but whatever it is, it's in good condition, because this is 3rd house ruler in the 8th house, and they could just have an elder sibling or friends that they just kind of lose touch with. This could be somebody who just like, there are changes going on constantly with like friends groups and things like that. And then for Libra Ascendant, 8th house will be Mars, which will be 7th and 12th, 2nd house ruler in the 8th house. So this from the 8th house as well is aspect in the 2nd house, which is Scorpio. So it protects that in that sense. But this will definitely be a Mars that's has got secret money stashed somewhere, secret family money. And because obviously it's the 7th house ruler in the 8th house, could be like the second marriage there, a divorce. And for Scorpio Ascendant, Mars being in the 8th house will be Mars, this 1st and 6th house ruler in the 8th house. Will definitely bring some form of change to the family. So there will be a divorce, because 6th house is also involved in that. But it also creates a Viparit Raj Yoga as well. So through all those hardships and everything, success will come. And it will be life-changing for them, because there's a lot of their life is quite transformational. 1st house ruler in the 8th house, lots of ups and downs and things. But they will actually, they're quite brave anyway, because first and 6th house ruler is Mars. So, and for Sagittarius Ascendants, when Mars is in the 8th house, Mars will be debilitated in the 8th house. This is the 5th and the 12th house ruler. So it could obviously, there could be definitely education could suffer with this because Mars is also debilitated. Mars is also the Karaka of land, so I would definitely say try to really be wise about investing in anything like that, because also Mars rules the 12th house of loss as well. So the transformation can be emotionally very difficult for them because you know, all those changes will be quite difficult for that Mars. But you know, also having children, it could be that, you know, they have problems having children too. So you need to just kind of work on Jupiter in that sense, really, and the Moon, the dispositor. And with time, things will definitely change for you. So. And then we have for Capricorn Ascendant, this will be Mars will be the 8th house is Leo. Mars in Leo will have good dignity. It rules 4th and 11th house in the 8th house. So there could be like gain or have a secret house, secret investments, and gaining through those things. Or they could also be like with their mum, they could be having run a secret something, you know, with their friends. But certainly it's gaining like money and things like that through property and all that kind of stuff is definitely on the cards. For Aquarius Ascendant, Mars rules 3rd and 10th house. In the 8th house, it will be in Virgo. This could be a very good surgeon, could be a very good criminal lawyer. Well, excellent kind of speech thing, because also from there will be aspect in from the 8th house will be aspect in own sign too. So yeah, pretty good, and works pretty good at detail, logical, practical Mars, and probably will be multi-talented because it's a Mercury sign as well. And because it rules obviously the 3rd house, so there'll be very strong, very powerful speech. Then for Pisces Ascendant, Mars in the 8th house will be Mars in Libra. And this will be like a more, you know, it will be quite sexual one because it's natural 7th house of the zodiac and 8th house is coming into it. But for them, obviously, Mars rules 2nd and 9th house. So you need to just be making sure dad is okay, longevity of dad. And it definitely can say that the things to do with like travel, or like there could be like their belief system could be different to the family, and there could be a break in their education too. And when they go on holiday abroad, they got to just be very careful when they're going far away lands. So that's it from me. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.